Prashant Biyani joining us, Vice President of Institutional Equity Research and Sector Lead for Agri-Inputs, Sugar and Hotels at Elara Securities. Prashant, very good morning and great to speak with you. Let's just come to the value unlocking, which I suppose is at the core of this demerger. And ITC has already seen a run-up because of it. We will see, due to technical reasons, like Sajid explained, some pressure on the stock today. But what would be the outlook on ITC as per you?
So for ITC Hotels, as well as the hospitality sector as a whole, we have a positive view. Specifically for ITC, last year they have started the new ITC Ratnadeep in Sri Lanka. So scale up of occupancy in that hotel will drive growth for them. Plus they have signed a host of management contracts as well. So management fee is also likely to drive growth. Other than that, we believe that they have some premium apartments as well, which they would be looking to sell in ITC Ratnadeep. Another 102 rooms are likely to be opened up for guests. So all these new hotels are going to drive growth for ITC, and they have some pipeline on the owned assets as well, some brownfield expansion, and aggressive plan to enter into management contracts. So I think owned business as well as management contract will drive growth for ITC in the next 2-3 years.
So in terms of the two sides of the business, Prashant, let me come to ITC Hotels specifically. Obviously not open to trade now, will be at some point before Feb 14th, and there'll be a separate session and listing for that. How would you compare the ITC Hotels business to its peers right now?
So ITC Hotels, being an asset owner as well as a brand owner, shifting towards more of asset light or asset right, we would compare it with maybe IHCL and maybe to the likes of Hotel Leela, which is also going to get listed, EIH. So among these, I think the brand value of ITC Hotels is also at par. For the ITC branded hotels, it would be at par with Taj. So both, I think, are there in the luxury segment, and the luxury space as such is going to open up. Till now, we had only EIH and IHCL. Now we will have Hotel Leela as well as ITC Hotels also.
Okay, in terms of what would be the take on the ITC, let's talk about the FMCG business. Cigarette dominated, obviously, in the portfolio, but a large FMCG player. How would you now look at ITC standalone comparatively without the hotels business from it? Of course, the hotels business growing at a much faster clip than the core business. But now, what is the peer comparison for ITC?
Difficult for me to comment on ITC. I track the hospitality division for the company and hotel sector as such.
Okay. What is the outlook for the entire hotel sector then, Prashant? Let me come to you on that, because through Q3, what we are hearing from management, what we're seeing on the ground is that this has been a robust quarter. We're going into result season as well. Are you seeing the hospitality hotels sector shine in Q3 as an outlier?
Yeah, Q3 will do very good for the industry. We are expecting around early teens sort of ARR increase, as well as a healthy 150 to 250 bips of occupancy increase for listed companies. And the growth is driven by the leisure travel, by MICE, as well as some amount of business travel as well. Vis-a-vis last year, the number of marriage days in Q3 were also high. So banqueting-led MICE demand is also driving growth for the hotel sector. Going into Q4, I think the growth momentum will continue, and Q4 is a peak business demand quarter. Then going into Q1 next year as well, we have a low base from Q1 of this year, where we saw dampening of demand because travel got restricted due to elections. People were not traveling so much. So Q3 is good. Q4 and Q1 next year also looks set for a good growth for the industry. So we have a very positive outlook on the sector.
Constructive on the sector, constructive on the business of hotels. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.